Hey Gemini, welcome to Germinate Tarot. We're going to be doing from June 15th to the 30th. I'm coming off of a family funeral, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just do the rest of the month because who knows what else is going to pop up this month. All right, Gemini, let's see what we got going on. Starting off with the Gypsy Witch for Gemini. June 15th to the end of the month. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, who's a hunk of burning love for you, huh, Jemmy? What's going on with you? So we have Sun, Cupid, Lightning, Fire. Sun, knowledge, realization, dawning, kind of, it's a new day, new start kind of feel. Then you have this Cupid, which is about love and feeling and emotions. But what is this Lightning about, which we'll clarify. So something kind of comes in. There's a shake-up, a surprise. Let's find out what it is. Then we have the Fire, which is, passion, longing. The ship is more longing, but the fire is more like, no, this is starting. Like there's something cooking, literally, with the fire. So I want to go to, I was going to try the Cupid, but it wants to go right to that. Oh, the key. So, well, no duh. So what's getting unlocked? What's kicking up? Okay. So here's the mountain. That's obviously an obstacle. I call that one of my no shit cards. Then you have the fox and the moon. So the fox, for me, it can be about sneaky, but it is about biding your time. It's about being wily. It's about knowing when to act, knowing what to do and when. It can be sneaky depending on your motives. And here's the moon. So it can be maybe someone is slightly shady and you intuitively are like, what's your problem? Or the moon's also about gaining recognition. So maybe you're realizing like, no, this is not the time, or the obstacle is getting through and over to somebody that you're like, no, this is me. But you're also not just going to go in, head first and just start mouthing off. Or they're not going to do that to you. Maybe you are the one being like held at arm's length. That's what I'm getting. It's like nah, I can't with this. But secretly they're like, no, like I know you're it. Or they know, or you think like, no, you're it. Because here's the medal. No, they're it. So someone's looking for recognition and gaining that sense of honor. But the medal's also about doing stuff the right way. So it's like you want all this stuff, but it needs to be done in a certain way. Because right now someone's like, whoa, like I can't, like I keep hearing, I can't with this. I can't with this. And they can't with it because here's the broken mirror. And the broken mirror is perceptions are changing. Something about the way that you see another person or the way they see you is changing. The mirror cannot be put back together because it's busted and you're not going to be able to see things the same way again. And some people take that as a negative card. I don't, because it's an evolution. Everything's always shifting, even if it's just minorly. And what is it? Oh, that's right. Remember I said everything's shifting, even if minorly? Well, here's the lilies. This is the Destiny Divine Timing card. This is ultimately for me, like the World card or a Wheel of Fortune card, like in a more grandiose sense, that this is like whatever's in motion, it's in motion. Like there is no way to push through until that time comes, because I think there's other stuff working behind the scenes which needs to be accepted. It's like about biding your time, because here's the mountain. It's like this obstacle is almost universally intentioned to be there to slow things down, because see all this fire, it can burn anything. It's not directed. It's not contained. It's almost like it needs the focus of like, no, this change has to happen. You need to step back for a sec, Let it do its thing, and then we'll see. So I want to see what's on the other side of this lilies, if it'll let me. Sometimes it'll just be like, nope, clouds. I'm not going to tell you. So what is going on with the lilies? Just one more to clarify lilies, please. Okay, or two. Yeah. So remember that watching, waiting? Here's the shepherd. Here's the shepherd guarding its flock. It protects, it watches, it just guides gently, doesn't try and push or be jerky about it or use force that is unnecessary. I'm holding up the letter. I meant to hold up this guy. But you see the deal? Like, that's what shepherds do. And when it's time to come home, herds them home. Then there's the letter, which is communication. So it's like all this stuff all this like mojo that's building behind the scenes. I think with that lightning, it's going to be surprising when that obstacle finally gets out of the way and you're like, whoa. Yeah, because I think the communication that comes in and the way people see you or the way you see somebody else, there is going to be a shift. I don't feel it's negative. Just feel like it's kind of up in the air. So now we're moving on to rider wait. But the communication's coming. It's just a matter of waiting them out a little bit. So we have rider wait. One, two, three. Had to go good old rider wait. I was like, I just need something stable and steady. All right. What are you holding on to, Gemini? What are you... I just get this feeling like there's a frustration because you are the fox and you're wily and you're waiting and you're smart. You're not being dumb about anything and you're watching the flock and you're like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. But there's something with this Five of Pentacles. You feel like how could they do that? Like, how could I be, on the outside here, and you're like, what's going on? But then you have the Three of Cups. So that's some kind of reunion, but it could also be, and I usually don't throw this around, but there could be some kind of like third party thing. Maybe you're waiting for someone to make a decision and make sure that that's you, or there's some kind of like, you're like, oh, well, screw you. I'm going to go and have a good time. With this Three of Cups, I'm going to go out and enjoy myself with my friends, maybe, be dating people, whatever. Because you're like, I'll show you. And this is the biding your time part. Because even if you do say like, because here's the Queen of Swords, it's like, you know what? I'm in control. And I love the way she has her hand out. I'm always thinking like, it's just like, bring it. Yeah, the emotions are in control. You're really not getting anything out of her. It could be a woman, but it could also be a gentleman just as easily. And that's an air sign. So maybe Gemini's like, guess what? And you do have the Pentacles, which is earth, and you have the Cups, which is water. But I'm not getting earth. I am getting the emotions, because here's the Four of Pentacles. This is the holding on to it card. Why are you holding on to it? Like, are you waiting for the song to come back around? Are you waiting it out with the fox? You're waiting it out with the shepherd? Let's clarify. I just want to point out on the bottom, we do have the Magician and Ten of Swords. It's almost like you're like, no, I can manifest anything. I'm Gemini. New moon was in Gemini. The solstice is coming. I can make anything happen. But you still feel kind of put upon is what I'm getting. Like, kind of like this, like that, hey, what is your... No, I'm cool. What's your problem? Okay, so there's the Two of Pentacles. There's the juggly card. So maybe you or somebody is juggling it out. Oh, there's the King of Cups. So maybe this potentially is a water sign, but that is a dude who he can be in control of his emotions, but he also can be kind of a good time Charlie, like indulging in stuff and just, I don't want to say two-faced, but it's almost like bigger than life, but like, that he's kind of full of crap. I hate to put it that way, but it's like, haha, it's like, I'm so jovial, I'm the king, but there's some kind of weird, something you can't put your finger on is what I want to say. There's just something you can't put your finger on with this dude. So who is this queen about? Oh, wait. Yeah. So here's the star. So I'm not getting so much that the star is about like what you want is like a wish fulfillment card type thing. I'm getting more of this is like you healing from this holding on. You healing from this feeling like you're out in left field. One more on that. Oh, and then there's the King of Pentacles. So everyone's coming to the party. So this could totally be you being like getting grounded, getting to the other side of this cold. I don't feel anything. I don't know what you're talking about. You put me out in the cold here and I'm still cold on this side. So deal with it. And I don't mean cold in a bad way, but it's like, for me, cold is protecting yourself and being like, all right, well, you wouldn't let me in. I'm not going to let you in. The Three of Pentacles. This is like major pentacle time, but this is about working together with somebody and maybe going back to the third party situation because you do have 2 3s kicking up there. So, whatever it is, you want to come out of this holding on feeling. I don't think it's going to be within this 2-week time frame because there's the 5 of Wands. There's still ego kicking up. There's still confusion around things. It's that watch and wait, the need to watch and wait. And then the sun kicks back up. So I think the sun rounds out this one. And then the Gypsy Witch kicks up here. Or, this is the, card of Leo. Maybe this does take until August, end of July, August timeframe to sort itself out. Because there seems like there's a lot of emotion and a lot of passion and fire, but the direction it needs to go and the way it has to be formed. In a weird way, I just had this thought about the Queen of Swords and her sword. It's like, how you have to forge steel and you have to have the fire to forge the steel. It's like the blacksmith needs to be in control of that fire. And I don't think that fire is wrangled yet. So Gemini, just hang in there. I think on the other side of that little mountain there, it's once that little train gets up that hill, I think it can. It'll start moving and grooving. So pulling something from the crystal deck. And it's funny that look at the colors. They're really similar. This one's a little more red, but then you have the dark there. You got garnet and sugilite, which is initiating, cleansing, spontaneous, and then you have fertility, abundance, and expansion. So basically, this is declutter your mind and environment from all that is unnecessary and negative. Invite openness in to grow. And this one is necessary strength and creativity to realize the changes you need to make and call upon your innate strengths to clear the path ahead. Yeah, so this is a good time, like I said, for the healing, for getting your emotions in check, because maybe the juggling person, maybe Gemini had something going on or somebody Gemini was dealing with, was kind of like, like, and so maybe they chose a water sign. Maybe you chose a water sign to you. And until then, you be well.